in right before midnight. And I hope everybody's having great holidays and everything like that. So I'm just plugging it in, grind the 50, you know. It's a conversation with or without whoever wants to like chime in. So I didn't really have a subject line, but I said I'm gonna go for 50 days straight. You guys don't even know the struggle of making sure that you go live. You're putting all the things together. You're making sure that you have some content or something that's valuable to something. What's going on, Didi? Welcome to the conversation. And anybody that chimes in, if you have something that you want to talk about, or if something that you like, what are we here for? That's because you chimed in. So that's what it is all about. And so this is Grind the 50, the DL Grind. I go in every single day for the past 13. This is day 13. What's up, Dwight? Um, Past 13 days, I've been just sharing a lot of stuff. Raymond, what's going on? It's an interesting crowd. I've never seen any of you guys before. So I don't know if you're going to hang in here, if you're just going to go because you're like, I don't even know who this cat is, but he's in my network and he's putting something on there. Maybe they're just flipping through, and that's cool too. And so what I'm doing right now is doing my live, talking about whatever it is on my mind currently. And so I wonder if I could like make this actually like better because this is kind of awkward. Well, I can actually hold this up. Let's see if I can do this. Facebook, hang in there with me because I'm just gonna hold you in my hand and hopefully that the sound will be good and I won't put my finger all over the speaker. But um, I don't want my YouTube to look weird because I'm looking more live. But I am gonna keep the YouTube here. So grind to 50. What is it? 50 days straight. 50 days straight, I said I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about everything that matters to me the most and things that matter to other people as well. I'm going to talk about the share economy. I'm going to talk about life. I'm going to talk about, the BS that we're dealing with. I'm going to talk about you and about, your consistency or inconsistency. And if you say something, you can always chime in down below. YouTube, you can chime in down below and chime in because this conversation right now is just like, I'm just going in. And I actually need to let my folks know over here in my wild tribe that I'm actually live because I have a Facebook feed right here. So I'll plug it in and see what's, whoever's paying attention, say what's up, say whatever. Jimmy McGetty, what? What's up, big bro? Been a long time. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy holidays to you, bro. Hope all is well with you and the fam. And if you chime in and hang in for a while, you can see what I got going on. It's been a while. I haven't been doing much of anything, but now I'm here going live. So everybody's asking questions. Everybody's trying to figure me out. Everybody's trying to figure out what direction am I going? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I'm just like, you know what? Hold up. Pump the brakes. I am just doing what I've been doing. It's just on social now, and it's not. I'm not at the club. I'm not at the red carpet event. I'm not at this special occasion. I'm not hanging out with this celebrity to my left and my right. I'm actually just doing this, in the confines of my confine. But I am going to actually make sure that whatever I do, it's going to be something that's going to give you something that you can grasp onto. The link is up above about what I'm doing with Wild Tribe, True Legacy. If you guys don't know about the share economy is basically an economy where you can actually like generate uh, because you're being active. And we've been on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, all these different spaces, and we haven't generated anything. But people, say we're generating something because we're connecting with people. But our time equity is something that we don't focus in on. And like when you have the conversation that is like educational in a sense, then people like kind of shrug from it. And I'm just like, nah, let's not shrug from it. Let's like actually have this conversation. And like I said, I don't have anything to talk about, but I always do because once I start talking, all the things that I've been thinking about, all the positions I've been put in, all the challenges that I've had, all the victories that I've conquered, you know, it puts me in a space. And YouTube, you can chime in as well if you plugged in. I don't know how to see exactly who's on, who's not on, or whatever's going on. but I'm doing something different. I told you guys I've been testing stuff out, so I'm testing out this Facebook and this YouTube right now. So I'm gonna have two feeds going on right now, and this is the beginning stage, so it might not be exciting in the beginning for anybody. So it is what it is, you know. I mean, when you're putting something together, you know, there's always work to be done. And when you're trying to actually like go to the next level, there's always be work to be done. You know, people always want to jump on board when you got your junk together. But when you're, you know, putting it together, I'm gonna put this on mute. When you're trying to put it together, you know, you don't necessarily have your crew. You don't necessarily have your what you call ride or dies, because you know, if you don't have it according to what I think is valuable, then all of a sudden you're not worth anything, and then you're just kind of like shrugged under the rug, and until you blossom back out and you just go do some phenomenal things, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, here you are! Here it goes! What's up?" And now your crew's back. Dolce, I see you. Dolce, I see you. But you know, when you're not doing everything that everybody's accustomed to, then you're just kind of like boo boo on a stick to people. And it's like, no, I'm still that cat. I'm still that dude. I'm just doing a little different for the moment. Because once I blossom off and do the things that are necessary to make it go to the next level, then all of a sudden I'm cool again. That's that's the that's the that's the fuckery. That's what that is. That's the fuckery. People always want you to do certain things in a certain way, but they're not interested in the journey. And I'm just like, you know, don't be just interested in the victory, because the victory is not like actually the story. The story is what you overcame. Like nobody like really knows what's been going on for the past 3 years. Nobody really knows. Well, not nobody. A lot of people, most people have no idea what the heck I'm talking about most of the time, because nobody knows the journey. Nobody watches the journey. Nobody's a part of the journey. You know, you have a small select group of people that actually like hang in, you know, like that your BFF and your best friend from high school, or your best friend from work, or your best friend from church, or your best friend from business, or whatever. Those are the cats that hang in with you. But everybody else wants to come in and eat off the plate after you've done all the work, and then all of a sudden, you know, y'all best of buds, and you guys are just doing all these great things, and you know, oh my gosh, you know, you just came out of nowhere. Nah, you know, it's kind of like, you know, Kobe Bryant didn't come out of nowhere. There was hours and hours and hours of training. There's hours and hours and hours of sacrifice. You know, you look at somebody like Mayweather, Money Mayweather. Everybody's like, oh, he's this and that and this and that. But have you ever heard about the way he trains? Have you ever watched the way he trains? Have you ever experienced all the dedication put into all that stuff that has came to where, oh, now it's Money Mayweather? You know, in the beginning it was just Mayweather, you know, the son of another boxer. And then all of a sudden all these things started to happen. And then it's like, oh, now this is this cat. Oh my gosh, he's cool now. All right, let's jump on board. But what about the nights, you know, he was probably in a gym working out by himself, trying to get, you know, to the next level, trying to push to the next level, trying to get somebody to like recognize, hey, I'm talented. You know, his dad hung in with him, you know, his trainers hung in with him. But are you hanging in with the people that are working just as hard, but just because they haven't arrived yet, they're not cool enough yet? I told you I don't have nothing to talk about, but I got a lot to talk about. And I'm just curious why we do that to each other. You know, we say we're so focused on enemies. You know, our friends are the ones that we got to really, you know, we don't have to do anything, but our friends and family are the ones that actually like most of the time kind of like let you down, or you know, or make you feel like a certain kind of way, or make you feel like, you know what, your dreams are just kind of crazy and outlandish because they haven't fulfilled on their dreams. You know that uncle that always talks all those stories? He's like, oh man, yeah, back in my day. Well, we're talking about today, Unc. What's up? What about what I'm showing you? What about, you know, the wisdom that I have? What about the talents that I have? What about the vigor that I have? You know, you have this dream, and somebody's probably watching right now, and they won't even say it. You know, they won't say it to their friends right now, but you know, if it came down to it, and there was a one-on-one with myself or somebody that was actually a dreamer, somebody that actually like really pushed to the next level, somebody that actually like really went for it. Let me see. I'm paying some bills, and maybe I get some of my friends. My friends, if they're up, you know, over there in the UK, I got some folks that are up because they just woke up and they just hit me up and told me, "Hey, I'm up," and it's always amazing when you just realize exactly where you are at the moment, and then when you realize exactly where you aren't at the moment at the same damn time. And people make you feel a certain kind of way, and people expect you to act a certain kind of way, and people want you to just delve into the garbage of, oh well, it's just the ordinary this and ordinary that. I didn't even want to go live today, but I made a commitment to myself. So it's not about you. This conversation totally about you and not about you. Right now, it's about consistency. My consistency to make some things happen that I want to see happen are going to happen from my actions, and then there's going to be results. Like right now, I've got over 8,000 people in my network, and people are like, well, what does that mean? Well, it means something. So obviously, there's some reason that I'm actually like pushing and striving on a consistent basis. But if you don't get it, I can't give it to you, and then you want proof of this and proof of that. I'm like, where do you even get the right of any kind of proof? That kind of like is one of those things because you like really think about it. Everybody wants you to prove it. And I'm gonna put this in my little crew over here and see who's gonna actually pop in and see if anybody's actually awake over here, because I'm just thinking about a lot of things. And when it comes to everybody wants you to prove something. I was talking to one of my, I guess I would say, one of my tribe members, and I was just like, hey, you need to invite your people over, get on Wild Tribe with you, and show them what you got going. This thing called X5, and everybody can make some money, and everybody can actually like encourage each other, and everybody can push each other, and everybody can move each other, and it's a challenge because when you talk to friends and family, it's actually these days it's actually kind of hurtful when you talk to people that you actually know, because people like really will go in on you, not even knowing exactly what you're going through. People will actually make you feel a certain kind of way. K Boogie, I see you. People will make you feel a certain kind of way just because you don't go according to the status quo. People will not give you a chance just because they haven't been given a chance, or they was given a chance and they didn't take advantage of that chance. And then they look at you like, oh, well, you're not really going to do anything. Oh, it's not really going to work out just because where you're at. You don't have this resource or whatever. So why would you think it's going to actually work for you? And my thing is, it's going to work because you worked. Because I can't give anybody any answers. I can't, you know, I have no magic potion or anything like that on success or anything like that, because it always boils down to you. You either give in or you go in. Now think about that. You either give in to other people's reasons, excuses, and moral whatever, understanding or whatever, or you go in. You go in like you actually like put the work in. You actually sacrifice the hours. You actually like ask the people you don't want to ask. You actually like convert from being a loser and start being a winner. These are the things that people don't really pay attention to when it comes down to like how is the get down. I don't have all the most eloquent words to say. I don't have the most phenomenal background and ambiance and all that, and I'm not sitting next to Jay-Z or nothing, or all these things, and I don't have to go in and put on my title something that's going to be attractive. What's up, Sincere? I don't have to do all these things to actually have success, because I have some things in place that already just create success, because I said I want success, and it's all organic. And of course, I can do a marketing strategy situation. I could actually like put things in this certain directions and go in certain styles and put things on a certain platform, or put it in a certain algorithm situation. My thing is, I want things to happen more organic, because then it actually becomes organic. and then it's not fabricated. Like I was listening to a couple of people, and they were talking about, oh yeah, you gotta buy into Facebook ads for your stuff to actually get boosted. And I was like, well, why not have an organic amount of friends and family and colleagues and people that are on the same picture, and then you can just like organically make these things boost. But that's work, and people aren't really interested in work today. They say, I got enough work, but it just depends on the way that you work, if you think about it. But who's really trying to think about the way that you like make moves? Who's really thinking about the way that you make money besides, oh, I know this way is going to work? What about the ways that you thought about when you were a kid, like those experiments? I watch my nephew all the time, and my nieces and nephews, when I get a chance to hang with them, and I see that they have this tenacity and they have this unstoppability. And then I look at adults, and there's all stop. Like people just give up. Like people can't even have a conversation today without just giving in. Like they get so caught up in the emotion of whatever. You actually challenge them on their greatness, and they can't handle it because somebody's already torn them down or whatever, and they expect you to be so kind and soft and cuddly and all these things that have nothing to do with nothing, and then they wonder why they keep losing because you know they're giving out, there's only first place, second place, and third place, but we're giving out fourth place acknowledgement, and we're giving out fifth place acknowledgement and sixth place acknowledgement. Like it doesn't happen in the real world like that, and people like expect you to like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it. As long as I do it and I get a charity, I got it in. I was there. You don't get a trophy for being in 10th place in life. You don't get an opportunity to like be the best in the back. Like you might go slow, but your slow might be fast for somebody else because you put all the stuff together. Like these are just things that go through my head, and I don't even really have like exactly a script or a formula or whatever for this conversation, but everybody has it in their head exactly the same way. I don't really have a plan, but I do have a plan because, when I was in high school, I really wanted to do this. And when I was in college, I was thinking about that. Or when I got out of college, I was thinking about this. Or I dropped out of school and I started thinking about these things. But the way that society is right now, it's not necessarily set up for you to actually win because you said, I want to win. And that's kind of funny because it's really sad because nobody gives you a chance. And I'm not going to say nobody, but people just don't give you a chance. Like you doing Facebook Live. And I was listening to a guy that was talking about his live, and he says, I went up and did my live for the first time, and it was just horrible because, it was embarrassing and I couldn't get anybody's attention, and everybody was jumping in and jumping off. The lives can be a lie for a lot of people because not necessarily do you like right out the gate, you just start becoming, Will Smith or Kim Kardashian. Like that's the expectation. Like people try to compare themselves to the top of the game. you know you have to be a Kardashian for you to be cool. Like a kid that's saying, oh well, Chloe did this, or one of the Jenners did this, and blah 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 blah. And you're like, why are you comparing yourself to some people that already have all their stuff together, and they were willed some things, and they already had connection to some things, and they were they were already placed in a certain position. But if you talk about work, people look at you funny. If you talk about consistency, people look at you funny. If you talk about connectivity, people look at you funny. Like if you say certain coarse words, if you're not throwing a lot of fluff and a lot of jargon, and it's cool, you should have your stats and facts. I have people all the time be like, "Oh man, you got to give me some stats. You got to give me some facts. Give me some rock solid. Hey, Candon, you got to give me this and you got to give me that." And you how about we have a conversation and we create something that's organic? That's too much like right. That's too much like true, right? It's too much like, I'm right here right now, and I'm not the best basketball player right now that's in the game right now. I'm not even in the game. I don't play basketball, so don't be like, is he a basketball player? He looks kind of like he could. He looks familiar. No, I don't look familiar, unless you actually like know who Damian Love is. And people don't give each other a chance and wonder why we lose. That's culturally. That's in business. It's in life. It's in religion. It's in all these different things. But people wonder why people are frustrated. Wonder why people get hurt. Wonder why people don't want to go all in. Wonder why people don't want to be leaders. Wonder why people won't even like step out of the realm of what the common denominator of losing is. And you just keep losing. You can get in a loser job and you just keep going because they give you a check, but you don't even think about, one day you had a dream that you actually wanted to do this thing. You could actually do that thing if you actually took the time, you actually pursued it, you actually drove towards it, you actually, enrolled yourself and others into exactly what you want to do. And then they actually had a dream and they actually had some desires and they actually had some answers, but people wouldn't give them a chance to let their answers come to fruition. It's kind of funny. Like, I kind of like my conversation at times because my conversation is like, it's like the conversations that you have in your head, but you won't say it in public because you'll be embarrassed. Like, you rose your hand up one time in school, and you was like, the teacher said, "All right, somebody tell me what 3 times 3 is," and you threw your hand up in the air, and you was like, "I know the answer, I know the answer," and you step up, and your chest is up, and you're excited, and all of a sudden you say, 3 plus 3 is 10. And then everybody starts laughing. And then everybody like snickers because they're like, did this fool just say 10? 3 plus 3 is not 10. I, I've done the math myself, but he said 3 plus 3 is 10. But that doesn't mean it's over. That just means you failed. Something else to talk about. Failure is a part of the game. You fail to win. And that's kind of funny. You fail to win. You might not have caught that, but I caught that in my own head that you fail to win. You fail, you don't win, you fail to win, but you do fail to go after the win. But that's a little too deep and philosophical for people. So, it's cool. I got to come with some facts and some stats. No, there's no facts and stats. It's just basically the organic. Certain things work, certain things don't. It's black and white. And people want you to think about, where about the gray area? Or what about the philosophical area? Or what about the metaphorical area? Or what about the religious area? And all these other areas. It's like, no, that's like, choose your direction, choose your desire. Choose exactly what you want to do and do that. And then only find the people that actually want to do the things with you. Like, people always like, oh, my friends won't do this, and my friends won't do that, and my family won't do this, and my family won't do that, and my colleagues won't do this, and my colleagues won't do that. Well, what are you actually doing? There's so many things you can do, and this isn't one of those conversations. It's one of the moments I didn't really want to jump on board, and I didn't really want to get in and have the conversation. Hey, Ursula, what's going on? I'm not really interested a lot of times in doing these lives, but I committed to these lives, so I'm doing these lives, and every time I come, I'm gonna make sure that I have a conversation about making some moves. I'm gonna have a conversation about making some money. I'm gonna have a conversation about making a difference. And if you don't like it, you don't have to show up. I'm accustomed to it. It's cool, but eventually you're gonna pop in because you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, he's not going anywhere, and oh my gosh, look, it's working. Like, it's kind of amazing. Last year I was at like 1,000 people in my new network that I have, and now I have over 8,700 people in my network now. It's kind of amazing. But when I started, nobody was like really interested in what I was talking about, but there were people that were interested because you know I got 8,700 people. So, like, I don't really have a rhyme or reason to say that it doesn't work. It's like, you just don't work, or you don't have enough confidence in you of starting something from the beginning because you want to join a a club that's already established, or you want to get in a situation that's already established, or you need something that's solid and rock solid, which isn't necessarily solid, but that's another conversation because, people get in jobs all the time and then all of a sudden they wonder why they're fired. It's because they're fired because it wasn't for you at that moment. And that's something that, you really might want to like look into when it comes to what's solid to you. Like what's solid to you is what you put into place. What's solid to you is what you bring other people to, and then it actually works for people. Like I tell people about Wild Tribe, and I got people that always say, "Oh man, let's make this work." And then I say, "Hey, this is what we have to do." Blah 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 blah. Here we go. And they're like, "Oh, hold on, I don't want to do that. I'm not really interested in that." I'm like, "Oh, well, you said you wanted to get this done. There's work included, entailed, in what exactly is supposed to be done to make it happen. But you're telling me you won't do this, or you don't want to do that, or you're only cool with this, and you're only cool with that." And I'm just like, come on, man. I've even had interviews, and interviewers try to put me in a certain box, and I'm just like, nah, come on, homie, hold on. Let's have this conversation. Let's kind of break it down. Let's go back from in my feed and Facebook. I was saying about fact and fiction. Don't give me no fiction because I'm gonna bring you the facts. I'm so beyond tired and exhausted with people coming with all this fiction stuff. Oh, it has to work like this. Well, who said and who lost? So now that is so. Because a lot of times the reason things don't work is because somebody failed. But that doesn't mean they actually went the whole 9 yards. They didn't actually do all the work that's necessary. So of course they're gonna fail. Maybe you're lazy. Maybe you're inconsistent. Maybe you're not trying to do the work that it takes to actually understand how things actually work so you can actually have the success that you want. Maybe you're a loser. And that's okay if you're a loser. Just admit your fact that you're a loser and then find somebody that wins and then just gravitate to the winnings. I just throw little things out there that's on my mind, and hopefully you gravitate to it, and hopefully you'll get a part of my tribe or not, or you'll figure something out for yourself. I always encourage people, check out what I'm talking about. If you can't do it publicly, people DM me all the time and act like they don't even know me, but they ask me questions and they do it on the low, under the radar. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm working with Damian Love right now because he's kind of like he's he's marked, or he's off his Richter, he's off his rocker right now. I don't know what he's doing. He's just like he doesn't have it together. It's kind of amazing that I have it together, and it's growing, and I'm excited, and I'm inspired, and then I'm discouraged at the same time because people will try to shut you down right in the midst of your momentum, and that's cool, and it's not. And so the thing that I want to do is encourage you guys to really, really commit to you. Stop listening to the media. Stop listening to bloggers and stuff that think they have all the answers. Stop looking to people that don't really have you in consideration. You don't have to listen to me, but just actually like trust in yourself a little bit. Like really give you a shot. And the people that are in my wild tribe right now, dealing with me with going through the growth of True Legacy, and I'm not here to try to like it's for me, it's for us, it's for we. It's like we all win. I do all these things and I share all these things, and it's not like I'm getting 100% of what people think I'm worth, while I'm going to get 100% of what people think I'm worth, and then I'm going to get how much I think I'm worth. And then I'm going to make sure that other people get what they think they're worth, not what other people think you're worth. And if you don't hear me, cool. I got people kind of like watching me. Didi, I see you over there. K Boogie, I see you over there. There's no questions, no conversation, no nothing. You guys are just listening in. So that's cool. Everybody that's chimed in, I appreciate you chiming in. But I'm just really fit. I'm really fixed and focused in on, can we just win? Period. I don't think people really know that conversation piece all the time. Can we just win? Do we have to do it a certain way? Yeah, maybe you might think that you have to do a certain way, but you're actually good enough. You actually have some great ideas. You actually probably are thinking something bigger than everybody else. You actually probably are the one that's going to make the difference. It's kind of like a story when somebody comes and, come along and, somebody's in a bad situation and that one person was the one that was able to rescue them. Or that one person was in the position to pull them out. What if you're that one person right in the midst of what we're doing right here and you don't even know it? Because there's no signs that it's not going to work. Digest the nuggets. And when you digest nuggets, you also put them out. You don't hold on to them because, we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like tomorrow, we might not be able to have the conversation. So put it out there. You get a, there's a, here's one of those things that people say and, psychologically and stuff. 5 seconds after you thought about something that you should do and you don't do it might be that one thing that you might have lost because you didn't do it. And so you lose. 5 seconds from the thought. So you think about something, the next 5 seconds, bam, you should have done it already because it was there for you. That's kind of like, that's your blessing that you just let get away from you. Or you have that thought, man, you should do that. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's what it is. Wow. The more things that you actually like strive for, the more things you actually like win at. The more times you fail gives you more opportunities to learn how to win. Like I'm failing right now. I'm doing this live, and people probably looking at me like, "What the hell is he talking about? This isn't even professional. Was he thinking this was gonna work out?" I'm not even messing with him. Guess what? When I was doing professional stuff, you wasn't messing with me then, so you don't need to mess with me ever again. And I'm cool with that. I'm very transparent about where I'm going, where I'm at, and what's coming. I got things going on. I'm not, there's no braggadociousness about it. There's no, oh, I got to throw on a certain kind of outfit or something. You guys see me in my hoodie. You guys see me scruffy bearded. You guys see me half asleep, laying down, trying to just get it together. You guys see all this stuff, and you guys, now you think you know me. But keep watching. Keep watching. But I encourage you and I invite everybody that's actually like really wants to do something, start doing more. Start playing harder. If you've never played hard in a game, play hard a couple times and you'll figure the game out. Play hardball. No softball here. Life isn't about softball. Life is about hardball. Like people don't care about your feelings and emotions and all that kind of stuff. The reason why I say that because people don't feel or anything about my emotions. Nobody cares about what I'm doing. Nobody cares about if I'm losing. Like if I say right now, I need everybody to jump in right now and I need you to donate X amount of dollars so I can take my life to the next level. They'll say, well, what for? No, no, no. I just said what I need it for. I don't need you to throw some other stuff in there. I said my life, but I didn't have to say, oh, I have cancer, or I didn't have to say I'm in the hospital, or I didn't have to say, oh, my real life stuff. My sister's in a bad situation and health wise, or my mom could use some help in these certain ways, or my friend could use some help over here, or my nonprofit organization could use some help over here, or my community could use some help over here. Because I stepped up and I said, hey, I want you to be a part of what I'm talking about. I don't have to like throw all this extras in it, but I have to be on my deathbed. You guys want to see me fall before you fall in. And that's not fair. Cesar, what's going on? Like people act like they want to see me fall first before they fall in, and it's not gonna happen. Like if it does, I don't even know if I'm gonna talk to anybody about it. Like if I actually like get unhealthy or something like that, I'll probably just go ball up in a corner and just be like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not doing anything because when I was healthy and I was like vibrant and I really wanted people to like give me a shot and let me show them what I'm talking about. Oh, they was just looking like, oh, okay, well, there he goes again, one of those ideas or something like that. I got energy, but now some of you guys are mad because you don't have no energy. You have kids and stuff, and so you don't have no energy. You had a health issue, now you don't have no energy, or somebody has spit on your dreams, so you have no energy. But now I have energy, and then I also have integrity, but now I'm wrong because I'm doing it a certain way that you feel like, oh, you shouldn't do it that way, you shouldn't do it at this time, and you shouldn't do it with these people, and you shouldn't do it with this direction, and you shouldn't do it in your community this way because that's not the way it works. Come on, man, get out of here. And I'm okay with that. You don't have to. I don't have to be on your Christmas list. I don't expect to be on anybody's Christmas list. And that's not a selfish. Oh, let me try to say something eloquent to get somebody's attention to think about me on Christmas. No, you don't have to think about me on Christmas. I'm cool with it. But the things that's not cool is when I complete all these people that are going to try to arrive. And some of you got to go back to this video, this conversation. I see people, I see Facebook and Instagram and, you got YouTube. I'm going to figure out how YouTube tells me who's watching and stuff like that. I'll be like, dang, that person kind of like watched and didn't even say, what's up, D? And it'll be what it is, but then I'll be wrong because I'm like, oh, you'd be like, oh, well, you big and bad now. You got your stuff together. I'm like, man, you saw me sacrifice for all these years, and now all of a sudden we cool because you see me on the red carpet, or you just saw me on your television, or you just saw me doing a live and there was 100,000 people watching, or you saw me on stage and I was doing all these things. Come on, man. That's kind of like where I'm at right now. It's like, Will Smith said it, if you're not riding with me when I'm at my bottom, why are you trying to get in when I'm shining? And that's paraphrase. He said something like that. But that's what it is like. That's what it feels like. People see me rising and then all of a sudden, oh man, you gotta get it you gotta be a part of this. Or you get down and all of a sudden we friends again. Because you see me, I'm not stopping. I won't stop. I won't give up. I won't try to put myself in a certain predicament so I can like be, like the Katashi right now, whatever that kid is, 6'9", the kid that just got messed up with the feds and everything. I'm seeing all these people, they're putting his name in their title so that they can get that visibility. It's not organic, but you'll make some money, I'm sure, because that's marketing strategy 101. But I'm like, let me do it organically and see exactly what happens. And I'll have a story to tell. You can actually do you and win. I guess that's you too, because you like studied and researched and made sure that you had your stuff lined up. And so now, that's you. But what about we have a conversation? We say we want to win, then hashtag we all win, and there's no extras. Like all these marketers are getting on. I can't even enjoy Instagram anymore. I can't enjoy Facebook because everything is somebody's trying to sell me something. Somebody has a best selling marketing strategy and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, does anybody actually do anything like virtually boots to the ground? And it's not like everybody's telling you have to spend some money. That's how it gets and grows and it gets and goes. And you got to be in there. If you're not in the game, you're gonna lose by 2020. And I'm like, well, why not have an organic? Like, why not you be organic? Like, not the organic that somebody told you to be. The organic that you don't talk about on a consistent basis, and you just don't say nothing because that might not be the right thing to say because everybody's not on that same page. So I really can't do that. So right now I'm just like, I'm just going to be organic. I'm going to see how it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, that means I fail. But just in case I can get up, I'm going to say something different next time. Well, I'm going to say the same thing because I was watching this video, and I'm going to close out with this. I was watching this video, and it was like a military video. It was like one of motivational videos on YouTube. And this dude was in a conservation camp or something like that. It was a white guy, and then he was trapped in some Asian conservation camp or something. And, the dude hit him in the face, like hard. Bam! The dude fell down. And then slowly the music is going, everything's set up and, the music's going and he gets back up. And the background's talking about, you can get up. You can get up. Keep getting up. And then he gets up and the dude looks him in the eye and he smacks him again with a pole, and he falls again, and then he gets up again, and then the scene changes, and it shows him holding this thing up over his shoulders because he's in the conservation camp, and he's still being down by this dude, and he hits him in the stomach. He falls back down, and then all around, all these people are looking, and nobody does anything because they're all captured too. They're all trapped. They're all suffering. They're all struggling. And he gets hit in the stomach, and he falls down, and he gets back up. Now his nose is bleeding. I'm sure his ribs is cracked or something like that. And he stands up, and then another scene comes. And then he's holding this boulder over his head, a boulder, huge boulder. So basically, this is, them trying to break him. They're trying to break him, and they're trying to find every way, but he won't break. And he's holding it up, and then he gives out this yell, ah! He throws the brick down, and the dude gets mad that it's beating him down because he wouldn't give up. Think about yourself. Do you give up just because people are beating you down? Do you give up just because people don't necessarily see? Do you give up because people just deny you? Do you give up? Is the question at hand. This is Grind the 50, the DL Grind, Damian Love. Create my true legacy. Whatever you guys get from it, that's what you get from it. If you don't get anything, you just don't. Much love to you all. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow because 50 days I'm going in.